Hey, and we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Yay! Yay! Rah, rah,
Hello.
rah, 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 rah. No want your bad romance. Do you have a bad romance with money?
I had to. I used to. I used to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I used to have a very bad romance with money. So tonight we are going to talk about, this is my fifth How to Become Money workbook.
The fifth book.
That's the fifth book. This is the fifth book.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the fifth book that I own. In fact, Troy has the sixth book that I own in his hands. So, I know I am one of these people who lights up like a child when I see this book. And so can I read you guys a line?
Yes.
Okay. So in this book, it says, I just love this. Money is not the issue that you think it is, but we are going to work with you to assist you in beginning to learn how to cope with money, not as a moment-to-moment situation, but as the allowance of the abundance that is the truth of self you are.
Yeah.
And so 11 years ago, I came to Access. I was broke. I was sick. My point of view was I was a failure. And I went to a class with Gary Douglas in 2013, and he said, Rachel, you got to do the How to Become Money workbook, but you probably won't. Okay. Followed it, but you probably won't. And I heard it, and so I picked it up. I used to call it my sleeping book. Pick it up, read it. Okay. And so there was something in it that once I started using it, the bad romance with money started to change. Money started, yeah. And so what had occurred for me is I had grown up around a lot of, like, my dad was crazy around money. As a very young baby, he was like super crazy around money. And then my
As a young
mom,
baby, he was crazy.
he was probably crazy too, but when I was young,
He's like, I want money. Like when he's like 2 years old, like I was like, give me money. I want my money. Where's my money?
instead of a bottle, give me money.
He could only
Silly
sleep with like $1,000 in his hands. Like,
yeah, that'd be the only thing that would make him stop crying. And so funny. Troy is so funny. I love the way he changes the energy of things. And so when I was a baby, my dad was crazy about money. That craziness didn't change. And my mom had a lot of like shit in regard to money. I'm like, no, I'm just laughing. I still have the picture of my dad being a kid, like with a dummy. Take away the dummy, give me money instead, you know? And I didn't recognize until I did that I was trained to let myself down with money. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I get like that's like considered as like that's the way it is. Like for me, like when especially around money, like it was like a subject that cannot change. Like it was just like something that was like you cannot get clarity on. You cannot have choice about it. Like it's just not possible. Like that's like what I was grew up with because there was like so much confusion and it was just like okay, like this is our financial situation, we are middle class and this is how it's going to go. Like you may like go like one step greater than us, like that would be like my dad and my mom, like they were like professors and in university, so that would be like me going to medical school, and that was the sum total of what could be possible with money.
So basically, the underlying point of view is this is what you have to do to get money, instead of money is something that's a choice. And that for me, that money could be a choice, was not in my world. My point of view was, I'm small, I'm powerless, I'm pathetic, money is greater than me, it's only for rich people across town, I'm never going to have money. And
Or you have to really
yeah,
work very, very hard to get money.
yeah, or I'm going to have to like change my career and I don't know, but either marry a rich man. My options were marry a rich guy, or I'm not sure what the other R is. There kind of wasn't.
Become a prostitute.
Well, yeah, become a prostitute.
I'm not sure if you can become a rich one, but yeah.
I mean, if you look at a prostitute in Ireland, they don't get paid much, so it's like you might make like you could make like it could be €100, like €200. You're not going to make that much money.
That's a joke with like medical students. It's like, I can always become a prostitute, you know, because it's hard studies. So like,
Yeah.
I can always be a prostitute.
There you go. or we have a different option for you.
Yeah.
You could pick up the How to Become Money workbook. And Gary says, if you continue to do the money workbook 100 times, you will become a millionaire. I'm living proof of my business turned over 1.5 million in the last 3 years. Troy has to remind me because I hide my capacities very well, and I'll show you what's wrong about me instead of what's right about me. So actually, through the use of this book, and I've got to say a persistence and a dedication and a commitment to showing money love and showing me love. You got to show me love. Do, 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 do. And so this dedication to myself, to give myself a beautiful living and my 3 kids a beautiful way of living too, was like, okay, I'm going to show up. I'm not going to wait for a guy to save me, you know.
I'm not going to become a prostitute.
Yeah, that was like, I'm going to be honest, I love sex, but that was way too much work. That was like, that's like too much work. And so then I was like, okay, I'll pick up the How to Become Money workbook, because freedom is something that's it's a priority for me. It's one of the things I do not enjoy, being controlled by anyone or anything. And the option of the choice laid out for me that, number one, I could create something different with money, and that I was even capable of it, because I truly believed I wasn't, was like, that was mind blowing to me. And so 10 years ago, around this time actually, is when I started the How to Become Money workbook. And it's been a continuous leap. It has taken me a while to get beyond the point of view that I would still leave myself down with money, or I'm going to say like this thing hanging over me whereby eventually I will fail, or eventually I will lose everything, you know? And the How to Become Money workbook has become, I'm going to say it's always here. I allow the abundant universe to provide me with a multiplicity of possibilities, all designed to encompass my growth, my awareness, and my joyful expression of life, you know? And there's Gary said in The Choice for Possibilities recently that this is something that you have to be persistent with, and most people do it once or twice or 3 times and they give up, whereas I haven't. That's something that I've got to own. I've kept going. I keep reaching for this book, you know, and I facilitate it every year, a couple of times a year. And I particularly like to do it this time of year because there is so much anxiety and depression and stress right now, and insanity in regard to money. Like, people are gone nuts in regard to money. And so for me, it's like,
Zoom is like, yes, they take on, yeah. And Zoom is like, yeah, they're gone mad.
And so, Frida, you've had a big shift this week in regard to your financial reality. Troy has had a massive shift in regard to his financial reality. And the people that, a friend of mine, Imen Benzamucci, contacted me today and she said, Rachel, I did so many money workbooks with you. And she did. But all you got to do is keep asking money come. Money come, money come, money come, come, money come, money come, money come.
Money come, money come, money come, money come, money come, money come, money come. Universe, can I have the money now, please? And I get it's just like so like one of the things like with how to become money workbook. Like I remember like when I first take the class with you, Rachel, and I had like so many like fixed point of views and like so many conclusions, and they were like I'm gonna say like they felt so real. Like it was just like
Yeah.
it was just like this is the reality. Like I cannot change my financial reality and nothing else is possible. I can change everything. Like this was literally my point of view. I can change everything in my life. I had that like belief in me. Like I was just okay, I can change everything. But it was just like one of the areas that I feel like completely like powerless around money. And like when I actually come to the How to Become Money workbook, which is like 10 weeks, like they were like Rachel's facilitating is 10 weeks, 1.5 hour, like every week. And like just like being with you in that space and actually allowing myself to just like acknowledge the lies that I bought, the
Yeah.
conclusions that I bought, and actually like being with them, it just allowed me to like choose something different. Because like how many of you like out there that listening now or in the future like trying to like figure out your financial reality, or like you're trying to figure out like where is the money coming from? And like that was like one of the things like I have been entrained, like if you just like focus it enough, if you like imagine it enough, like or if you like be dense enough, like as though the money is gonna come. But that never worked for me. Like that was like never worked, and I was like okay, like there must be something different. And that's why I love like access consciousness and the tools of access consciousness, because it actually invite you to change the energy that you be in the world, which allows everything to come to you with total ease. Is not about like how you get more money or like how you become like a billionaire or a millionaire and until the end of the 10 weeks, but it's actually like start realizing like which point of views that you have that doesn't allow more money to come into your life, which is a totally different reality. And it just totally works for me, and I'm just so grateful for the tools.
And I'm going to say for me, I would say I'm at the beginning of generating my financial reality. And some of you might say, huh? Yeah, I really mean that. It's taken me a lot of reads of the How to Become Money workbook. And it has taken me a long time to recognize that there's every molecule in the universe is asking when I ask to have more money, and then the receiving of the way that I bring money in, because I bring money to me very different. I don't, if I'm working hard, I don't generate more money. If I'm enjoying and I'm having fun and I'm grateful and I'm peaceful and I'm calm and I'm relaxed, and by relaxed I mean present with everything, not rejecting or avoiding anything, I generate money, boom, this fast, like boom. If I'm anyway like in need, need has not ever supported me. Need cannot support you because you're saying you're missing something. And so if I'm in like, I cannot be supported by money, or I can't even talk to it when I'm in a need point of view, you know? And I'm sitting here today and sometimes I don't even receive what has shifted and changed for me. I now live in, I truly believed that when I broke up with the father of my children, that I wouldn't even be able to support myself. Like stupid lies.
I believed I couldn't generate 50 euro per month. I was like, I don't know if I can actually do this.
I'm like, how much money? I want to know how much money you generated last month.
How much money did I generate last month? Like way more than that.
Yeah, like I would say like 10 times, maybe 12 times more than that. No, that'd be 500. More like 100 times 50. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And so if you're out there, and so one of the things with me is I had continuous compression and contraction in my body when it came to the subject of money. And I was trying to escape it. Oh, I can't do it. And Troy, you're working with me 3 years. You would have even seen me go to that like stress with money.
Mm.
And I have to say, there's something after shifting with me recently whereby I have this sense of space and peace. And I don't have this thing that I'm going to let myself down anymore. I'm only starting to really trust me and know that what consciousness has shown me and gifted to me over the last 11 years, me and my kids, and the people that I've worked with, I've watched people leap and grow and generate their living and create money in very different ways, from different businesses to new jobs. You know, my son just got a new job a couple of weeks ago, and it was something that we got on a call and we started asking questions, and it works. You know, there isn't. They're true. One thing I would like everyone to know, I'm looking at myself like 11 years ago being like, oh, what do I do? There is a consciousness there. And once you show up and you take a look at what is it the caught in a bad romance? Whoa, caught in a bad romance. It doesn't have to be that way. It can actually be something much greater. And every time Gary Douglas facilitates a class, the creator of Access Consciousness, someone says, oh, I have this money problem, to which he responds,
Teach you to how to become money workbook.
He says,
And
did
money
you
is not the
read?
problem. You are.
It is, you are. And he says, did you read the How to Become Money Workbook from the page 1 to the finish? And most people reply, I have the How to Become Money Workbook. And he says, I didn't ask you, did you have the How to Become Money Workbook? I asked you, did you read it from every page, you know? And so if you're struggling to read it from every page, come on, 10 weeks with me, Frida, Troy. We have a beautiful group of people coming on, you know, and we have a WhatsApp group and there's support. And more than anything else, you will begin to become aware that abundance is part of your nature, and that the way your point of view on money, you begin to understand the way that you come to money has a massive impact in the way money comes to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a friend. Like if you treated your friend the way you treated money, I love this question. Like, would money would like to, or your friend would like to be around you?
Yeah.
Or if
Yeah.
you treated the money or if you treat yourself the way you treat money, like, would you enjoy that? Would that be something fun for you?
I mean, I would say a lot of people treat themselves pretty, you know, pretty rough anyway, particularly humanoids. But what if you were way more softer and kinder and calmer and peaceful with money? Or, you know, what if you knew that something that was more peaceful was available to you? If I made the transition from, I'm going to say, like total insanity, upset, you know, if I made that transition to peace with money, I actually truly have to say I've totally received a miracle. And so there is something greater available, and it's available not for the privileged, or not just because you're, I'm going to say, like a lawyer, a barrister, a politician. No, consciousness has no discrimination. It's for everyone who chooses it. And for me, that was like I'm going to say, like, just such a beautiful thing to hear, that it's not just for the privileged, that it's for everyone who chooses it.
Yeah. Consciousness includes everything and judge nothing.
And includes everyone and judges no one. So my favorite line from the How to Become Money Workbook, I just love this line. I allow the abundant universe to provide me with a multiplicity of possibilities, all designed to encompass my growth, my awareness, and my joyful expression of life. Look at this is so cute. I allow the abundant universe to provide me with a multiplicity of opportunities, all designed to encompass and support my growth, my awareness, and my joyful expression of life. Come join us. We've said a lot, and just know you can access what's true for you in regard to money. Thank you, my dear friends.
Thanks so much, Frida. Thanks so much, Rachel. And thanks so much for everybody that is watching now or in the future.
Thanks, folks. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And if you want to join, Rachel is going to start the How to Become Money Workbook this Tuesday for 10 weeks. I'll be popping the link in the comments. Bye for now.